ahead of this. You don't know the half of it. I got dreams of looking up, high as I can get. But nothing feels like how it feels to know these things I don't know yet. The weight of everything, and everything's just fate. Sometimes I'm trapped inside and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But to take on the world is the only thing that we know how to do. I've got dreams of finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me.
You know, information for OG.
Yeah, very much so, as you're already seeing Rawfiul just charging right up. The aggression from Orangutan outside of A main not really paying off, but positioning from Antidote actually looking pretty juicy.
Nice. I mean, he just looks down the angle, and at the same time, the entire site has been engulfed in Scary's smokes. Look at it. It kind of turns into a bit of a one-way, but at the same time, just blocking off Link, blocking off defender spawn. It's going to be tough for this retake. You have so many players alive left to work against, and Hall presence is strong right now, especially with the changes to the map. But here comes RvK, here comes tesseract, a bit of a trade, back to a 2-on-2. Still hiding inside of the nebula though. It's gonna be Neff waiting for a bit of a push in, and unfortunately with the spike planted, Bleed just plays on around. And that's going to be a first round to Bleed. Back to the game, though, and that's going to be Bleed once more prodding towards B. But this time, Killjoy utility not quite on the site, not quite set up for information. So it allows for Crazy Guy to get that first pick, and they go straight in.
Yeah, again, don't forget, guys, this is the newest Pearl rendition. It looks like they're just going to be placing the spike out in the open. If they can keep Crazy Guy alive, if ever it does go the favor of Orangutan on that retake, they still have the Hunter Sphere to actually fall back on, but losing Rawfiul definitely going to hurt things up for them. They need to at least have some setups first. Looking at the flame wall for the moment, Juicy is on the corner here. Unless he gets just, again, flushed out, it's not going to look too good for Orangutan's retake as Juicy gets a second.
It's just not going to happen when you have Juicy watching these angles. Maybe RvK on a bit of a flank, but there are still so many players from Bleed watching him, though, and that's just going to be the closer. A flawless round, 3-1 for Bleed. Trying to be a little bit more proactive with it, because if you're playing passive against Bleed, it's just not going to work out. But this time, perhaps that solution is going to be the stopping power of the operator, punching through Bleed with that first pick.
Yeah. Don't point out that I didn't point it out, that Rawfiul's pretty nasty with the operator as well. So Orangutan having enough cash on the bank to be able to give him that leeway is pretty freaking scary. Rawfiul, is he going to get tagged by this? Oh,
No.
He will. Oh, yes, he will. Yes, he will. The question now is Bleed going to chase him through the smoke while we do see Antidote at least being somewhat of a bodyguard?
It is a bit of that bait setup. I think that's intentional. They knew that lockdown was coming in, kind of like what Mac talked about, and he did respect that space. He has his teammate here to back him up, so comes down to this. It's going to be Juicy pushing deeper in. The spike's been planted. Antidote has to come up huge in this moment. Finds one, looks for the other, but Juicy is on a tear. 2 players remaining, and azys fights back, throws the hot hands, and Juicy has to peek out. The spike not yet tapped, but look at the positioning coming through. He hears the footsteps, he watches it, he finds him, run it back, dismissed, and Juicy still needs to dish out more pain. He goes in for the 4th, he's online for the ace, and RvK's just watching, waiting for him to peek out. A little sliver, a little head, but Juicy executes him outright. It's 5-1 for Bleed.
He knew exactly what he had to do in that situation. That was really nasty post-plant for Bleed because they placed it specifically there, so because they had that heaven control, you could see Juicy just in his brain multiple outcomes that he was going to win time and time again, and I cannot believe that nobody was able to topple off this beast of Arena. And as you can see here, perfectly challenges it. Azys was charging in with the run it back to maybe catch off Azys here, but there was no support from RvK. Just wait for it. Again, bait out the utilities and then just, again, bait for it. But thankfully now, Orangutan's able to at least separate them with the smokes from RvK.
Yep. 6th player from Orangutan getting a frag as well. And Timmy, the turret, just chipping in. Lockdown being spent to actually buy even more time. And with 30 seconds remaining, this could be good. Antidote just watches the angle, trying to catch him on the rotation, but instead Neff finds him. This is not going to be too good.
There's still plenty of time for Bleed to either rush their way onto B, but no, it's going to be a re-hit on the A site. And the problem here is Orangutan don't know about this, but they're hunkered down. Thankfully enough, they do have the flash from tesseract once again, so they're going to know about this, and they're going to be able to just, again, embrace the push of Bleed. Able to deny it as well, thanks to Rawfiul's operator. Orangutan, well, this is also the beginning for them. Still not the...
Oh my god. Still not able to find the shots.
I've lost my words already
right.
at this point.
It was just a heads-up duel. He tries to throw a bit of a curveball from underneath, but it only manages to turn them away for a second. Deryeon using Halls as cover, peeks back out, finds another. And that's going to be Antidote and RvK left. I mean, I might save again. I don't know.
I don't think we've ever seen Orangutan with a full 5 on a retake. They've always tried to counter Bleed where they push as they come into the site, whether it's A or B, and it hasn't really fleshed out itself. Again, I do understand that Orangutan want to be able to get that early lead on. They don't want Bleed to play that post plan because Bleed's post plan is nothing to definitely scoff at. Antidote gets a pretty nifty kill onto Deryeon, but again, there's still like 3 players that he has to deal with.
I like what's going on with RvK towards the mid. Waiting for him.
Yeah, at least if he keeps pushing like this, he'll have plenty of information that there's no retake whatsoever. It feels like that wall was a go signal. The flag dropping down for the repeat of the uppers. And Deryeon!
Oh
my goodness, Deryeon with the blades, with the op, looking quite unstoppable with that first pick.
Look at this. 30 seconds remaining. His team now comes in to back him up. He swaps the blades from just in case another player picks out. Now he's looking for more. What he doesn't know, though, is tesseract right behind him. Slipped the net, finds a second, a third, but not quite ending at all. Antidote comes in just to save them, and that's going to be 3-9. Can we invoke this curse, tesseract? The second half starts, and a very interesting way to gain control over A main. The Nebula, it's pulled back. Now we go into the site. We are pushing off of tesseract's doggo. That's going to be azys now pushing in, pinching down onto sScary. Support comes in from the back, though. Art as well as Secret. Defender spawn. He's gotten a third. Tesseract's the last one left, and he's again trying to pull off some hijinks. Pushes through the sky smoke, but they play together. A quadra to start things off.
Deryeon, he close.
We've gotten info as well. A little bit of recon ball from crazyguy. Neff trying to hold the angle, but I love how tesseract is supporting his team with the initiating abilities here. The guiding light, the trailblazer, pushes so many Bleeds players back, and that allows OGS to get the spike planted. They have control. Now all they have to do is to watch these angles. Bleed trying to set up a bit of a flank. They reacted off to it, but can they actually find the frag, though? That's the other question. Juicy, the dismiss. He runs back around. Deryeon now striking from tower, and Bleed just decimates their post-plant positions. They managed to shoot it out, and this is good. It is a little bit of information for Bleed, and so is Juicy's position towards A main, but that is why we have Antidote just lurking all the way back there. Trying to spray through Secret. It doesn't find anyone, and Rawfiul catches the angle. Antidote still holding up by A main, still undiscovered. Everyone from OGS now watching into our defender spawn. Neff completely gone, Flowers denied. Deryeon comes back in, and he's only got an operator. It's tough to retake with this tool, but the lockdown gives them the space. Neff goes off a little bit more. 1-2. Deryeon uses this to pick up a Vandal, uses this to get it to halfway. He's trying to work off of it. The Cloudburst catches onto RvK, knows where Antidote is hiding. All he needs is one more shot. 5 rounds to the mag, but the white rank from Antidote brings the team back. They are still alive. Get aggressive towards A. Rushing in now, it's going to be that Trailblazer. It clears out the site. Scarry still spamming away with that Ares. Tries to set up a bit of an incendiary, but it lands onto himself instead. With the pistol, he somehow managed to catch azys, but still, site pretty much should belong to Orangutan. That is at least until the Hunter Fury comes out. So Spike Plant actually baited out, but now Juicy from behind. What is this? He's got just the Sheriff. He's still doing it all. RvK trying to stay alive. He's so aware that there are a couple of players coming right from behind. Manages to get the dink, peeks out again, but Deryeon is here. He's got the up burner. He ends it all. 13-6 Bleed off a bit of a save. They win the first map. Well, at the very least now, just seeking into it. It's going to be the guiding light that immediately seizes contact. Juicy gets the first, tesseract a quick double, but a trade right back in. Bit of information too, and it forces the paint shells just to push them back, but now they know it's a very possible B hit. The teleporter is an option as well for OGS.
Oh, smokes from both of the Brimstones. One for Orangutan on Hookah, making sure that at least there's no angle there, but because crazyguy threw out itself outside of Octa, they have to wait for that a little bit. It has already diminished. Orangutan seems like they are going to be committing to this. I mean, they could always still TP, but you can see Deryeon always aware that that is a possibility, that he's just chilling on top of A Heaven.
100%. Procedures-wise, Bleed are just so smart with it. But this should definitely confirm the hit. And look at, a little bit odd and Juicy. Secondly, a quick Quadra. Rawfiul just kind of backing into it with that one. You could see that he was trying to turn away from the guiding light, but still allows for that Quadra to come in and just chipped off the side of the shoulder. Deryeon now swaps over to the classic, a simple tap. And once more, Bleed picking up the pistol. Pistol.
Oh, does he have the double satchel? No, no double satchel. It's just a nade. Maybe a
Sky Smoke, though, does give them a bit of space. But here comes Tesseract out from Bats as well. Gives them a little bit of control over the site. The spike planted, playing around the Sky Smoke again. OGS continue to push the issue. But here comes Juicy holding it down. Watches the angle. The Phantom being bought around too. And he's looking for even more. Nade just flushes Tesseract out of cover. RvK, the last one left. He got a couple from the previous map. Let's see if he can get even more. Two for good. Maybe just a third. What is Neff doing? He's sticking? Are you serious? Oh, there you go! Stick again, I dare you!
But it seems like we are back on board with OG still at the beat, and Rawfiul has had enough of Deryeon.
Yeah, speaking of taste, I mean, OGS is just like, this tastes sweet, Asrai. I like it. You got Azys now with the operator, and he's inside of Bass watching such a tight angle. Nobody quite peeking out, because guess what? Bleed have pushed out of B instead. 3 players back-to-back. Juicy leading the charge, and he's going through to market. Antidote has an idea of this, though, but not quite connecting the shot. Just a little bit of a delay. Shoots to the after image instead, and here comes Neff up from behind as well. Eliminates Tesseract. Orbital Strike maybe trying to fend them off, but no. No one's caught by this. Bleed continue to push on in. RvK trying to play around the stack of boxes instead, but now the Viper's wall comes up and he has to work around it. Just trying to dance across, but here comes the satchel. Juicy up on top above. A 4th kill coming in, and Bleed tie it up 2-2. It's going to be OGS though, with their past round wins now trying to fight back again. I mean, it's so push and pull, but I love the effort from OGS. It's a different approach. You've got the updraft, you've got the Blade Storm trying to find these angles, these duels against the operator. Kind of anticipating it, but not quite sure where Juicy was. Dropped out from top of heaven, and now it's going to be that retake play from Bleed eSports. Look at Neff flicking upwards. It was Juicy that ended it all, but still, this is so much space being taken by the players of Bleed. I say players, but it's just Juicy. 3 kills already. Another one. Is it going to be another? Deryeon sticks it. Okay. A bit of a hawk. It's back to the one-on-one. Doesn't quite have that much time, so he's just looking for the kill instead. An Antidote slaps him back down. This is my realm. 3-2.
Bleed not really too freaked out by it. Any big utilities that OG can actually use? Nope. Counter for counter there. That orbital is just going to allow crazyguy to actually just come in time to help out the rest of the squad. That is a little bit risky. Juicy has a showstopper if he wants to, but doesn't need to, as Deryeon and crazyguy have already come to the back of the site helping out. Bit of the hurry but cha-cha-cha for crazyguy there. Picks up the 2K, leaving Tesseract by himself on Bats.
1vx. swings out, tries to do a bit of damage, but Deryeon already knows. Cracking open his sight. Bleed has it triple fortified. Here it comes, that showstopper, that mobility doesn't quite give Bleed the angle that they're hoping for. In fact, allows for Rawfiul to actually make his way in.
Plan is going to be on default here. Neff trying to get a little bit lucky through the smoke, but Orangutan's just laser focused with holding these angles to make sure that they can place that spike in a position where they would want to. 2 on the site, 1 on Octa, 1 on Hookah. You're already seeing, again, OG just sure of where they want to play. Still, they have to be careful because Juicy's got the showstopper, but Rawfiul denies it! And here comes Neff coming alive! 1 versus 3. Antidote. Oh, he's got a chance. He's got a chance. Deryeon only has a sliver of HP, but he misses the shot, and he got baited out. Antidote brushing it off perfectly. That's the thing about a Headhunter, actually. Fun fact, it's very quick on the whipping it out, even if you hit an off shot, but Deryeon's not fast enough against Antidote at that point, and Rawfiul fueled up, ready to serve up kills for the rest of OG.
sScary ain't fast enough either. Neff maybe just good for the trade, but not quite the other as well. And now this is going to be OG's second round before the swap, and they have planted their flag down. They have made this site their home. Anyone who tries to challenge them, they get sprayed down, they get tagged up. Deryeon pushing out of elbow, manages to only get 1 before tesseract plays off of contact. Just trusting in the team to do what they can, because this is just, you know, the second day of groups. Orbital strike, though. Deryeon, he managed to, not quite get away. The orbital strike still closes him out. It's going to be OGS using all of this space, the sky smokes, to make their way in. Counter orbital from crazyguy just pushes them off the plant for a second, but still up around truck. Rawfiul with the off angle, swaps the blades. A bit of a trade from tesseract. Now crazyguy off of heaven. They really want this, and he has to make it through the teleporter. 1 HP, almost didn't make it out alive, azys. Oh, Juicy, does he have the timing?
Oh, that's bad. It's really bad for RvK.
Oh, Antidote.
At least he knows Juicy is actually here. So if RvK can play in a tricky
Hookah.
spot, could allow him to, he sees the head. He sees the head. Gets it. Now he knows. He knows that he's inside Hookah, but the positioning for the post plant is so favoring Antidote here that Juicy, all he could really do is maybe hold Antidote trips up, but Antidote don't. So at least we know that Orangutan will be either playing that retake or fighting for the position. Cheeky little lineup from sScary as you see the snake bite actually do some decent damage, I believe, on, who was this? I think that was azys. I think he got a heal off from Antidote, so that gives him a bit of fight inside of him, but tesseract gets caught out. They knew exactly where to check him, and that's a -1 on the defenders on the B.
Very interesting. Still just trying to play around the smoke because he had 5 HP anyways. Might as well go for it, I guess. But this confirms that hit on towards the B site. And OGS has to put up a wall, but it doesn't quite work out. Bleed managing to push through. It's those 2 players again. We've got them going through, and Deryeon on side of Hookah getting taken out by azys. This is a way to start things off. Now in towards long. Rawfiul goes in for the check. Not quite securing the frag, but here comes that guiding light, and it just buys time for Rawfiul to zero in his sights again. The last couple of players so far in. sScary inside of Tube. He's just playing around this. He's managed to deal damage against the last 2 players. And Juicy, was that a raw shot through the cloudburst?
I believe so. Push that is coming through on short because he still has the nade. Actually, no, this is pretty smart. They put the smoke inside U-Haul, so there's nothing that they can really do. If they push out, there's somebody already waiting to go for the fight here. You can already see Rawfiul coming in around the corner, but he only had the pistol. But hold on, Deryeon's down. What does it pick up in that regard? And everybody's just being dropped as they try to play too close inside the smoke. And it's not Bleed that are masters of that. It's actually OG. But thankfully, they have that long-range control. They have that post-plant to deal with. But there is so many angles of attack coming through from OG as Deryeon falls, and there's no one to hold on. The angle is sScary's already down. What is happening? Neff in the side. 1 above, 1 below. He's got to be careful with this, and he is whipping the last one. Oh! Oh, I feel it in my bones, Quack. It hurts. But the time, he's gonna be close.
He's got it.
He's got it. Well, thankfully, at least he is on short. Double control on Hookah. Got to be careful. The Bleed is showing a bit of hesitation, but interest as they try to push in, but tesseract, one tap, one kill.
Spike down B.
No need for skill, or no need for luck, all skill. Oh, Neff
Last player standing.
gets the one.
And that leaves sScary alone. He does go in for another peek, though, and that's just going to be the one pick. So Phantom now retrieved 1-on-2. Spike is down. He needs to drop down. And that's going to give azys a bit of information. sScary's just trying to bide his time because he's very much so aware that Rawfiul could be anywhere. Some pings on the map as well. He manages to deal with azys. So it's back to a one-on-one.
Oh, he heard him, I think.
Time goes through the teleporter.
Oh,
He
no.
will be able to stick that plant. Question is, what will Rawfiul do? You still have an operator. Do you want to swap over, or do you...
He might have to.
10 seconds left.
sScary has an
There's
ultimate.
nothing here, though. And
Yep.
he is going to use that ult. Viper's pit up. Rawfiul, what are you... Oh my god, he's going in for it. Sticking through, using the Cloud Burst, playing around, swaps over to the Classic, and he's just waiting for sScary to peek out. The decay has brought his HP down so low, though, and he has been revealed. A single spray could end it all.
Oh my god, he's playing with his food, man.
Hello.
Let him cook. Because you're still going to get
Tagged up and-
tagged over, especially if it's like a Phantom. You're giving the Phantom a one-shot, one-kill opportunity, where if it's full shield, it's a different thing. But never mind, Juicy's find the contact already. He has the ultimate. They've already used the Seekers. And again, as I mentioned, the Showstopper is going to be a huge thing. Rawfiul's got to be prepared for this as they look to go for the push on the B side, on the A side.
Good reads from OGS because of this, though, and Rawfiul repositions himself back towards the top of heaven. Might be entirely smoked off, but it's okay for now. The question is, do they read the flank from OGS? The teleporter has already been denied. 5 players from Bleed, all still full HP, fully healthy. They're just waiting for this. OGS, they might be forced to save, man.
Juicy still has a double satchel prepared. You know what he wants to try to do here, and he finds azys through the help of the dog of the main Tiger here. Quick little dodge from Rawfiul, but doesn't stop him from getting shut down. And tesseract is by himself, can't really get out, as all bombardments were just being thrown in his direction.
An absolute onslaught. A perfect read, a perfect setup and execute from Bleed. This might very well close in that gap and bring them to that 8th win that they're looking for. RvK trapped inside of Lamp, swings out. We'll be able to find the first pick, but he has to look for a couple more. There's a player up by triple stack. There are 2 more inside of Bats, and look at what crazyguy is about to do. Those post-plant lineups start raining down from heaven. And Juicy, again, just swings out and finds a double kill.
But maybe, just maybe he can find something.
Maybe. He has found the first frag,
Down A.
and instantly Tailwind's out. Bleed. Sensing that danger, they fall back, and it's going to be tesseract receiving them with open arms. Big information for OGS.
30 seconds
Just
left.
expecting even more of them to push through now. RvK finds the first, jumps off. His teammate here to back him up. Juicy has to go in. 20 seconds is all that remains. The orbital strike committed into this, and azys just slaps him out of the air. Darren's the last one left alive. Here's the teleporter, tries to shoot it through, but Antidote comes in. If they can find a win, which is very possible, all they have to do is to adapt. But so far, these round wins from OGS, it starts with Rawfiul's op pick. Off of that information, now they know not to re-peek it. They're going to head towards the A site. And I think, Asteroid, OGS are reading this.
Oh, they're doing it very quickly to try to at least circumvent the operator. But that's not the only
Nightfall.
threat that Orangutan have.
Teleport?
Teleport indeed to make that noise. It's also the the spike here from crazyguy, but he's doubling back onto the A site. He's left some of his teammates right here. Orangutan are not being baited by this, but simultaneous picks. Deryeon and sScary find tesseract and Antidote. RvK, heroics through the smoke, but they're right beside each other. And not gonna happen at all. Rawfiul with the operator. That was a tricky play. That was a risky play from Bleed, but it paid off.
Worked wonders for OGS in the previous round as well, but instantly Bleed react to it and they go to the other side, and now it's going to be Juicy forcing them back. Neff off of the Seekers as well. Tesseract trying to fight back.
Tesseract!
Gets the wall, but gets a double, and he's still alive. 2 Sky Smokes spent by Crazy, and here comes Crazy. What's sScary from behind? The teleporter's been denied. Rawfiul stuck inside of this with an operator of all things. He's just trying to dodge some of these bullets now. 2 players left. Rawfiul managed to punch through. Deryeon still pushing all the way from the other side. RvK as well as Rawfiul, they managed to put their boots on towards the A site. sScary, 1v2. He's got quite a bit of utility, tesseract.
He has all the information as well that both of the players are going to be coming through the A site. Oh, is he going to play inside that? He just got the ball inside the smoke, I think. But no, right in front of him. They're cooking, and RvK.
No! What?
Not possible.
You can't do this, sScary! He was on the spike! He was on the spike, tesseract! What?
He was planting. They heard it right beside him. And the one thing that separated RvK from clutching that is that teeny tiny box at the back of B. Look at this. He slow peeked it and he whipped the shot. He got 1 bullet off. Rawfiul's not in a spot where he can actually dash away too. So if they're close, he's gonna bump into the wall unless he's quick enough to go around the corner. He has to use the blades to actually just get away.
No!
Okay, 1 for 1. Rawfiul's gonna have to be pushed back in because of the nade. But Blade not really pressing the advantage just yet, and they don't get hit by the TP nade from azys here.
It's just 1 hit. They get a feel for it, and all of a sudden they're trying to bait those rotations over. They go straight into the A side. If azys cannot land a shot here, this is going to be bad. He still goes in for the burst, though. Good for a second. Can you get the 3rd? Make it happen, azys. This is your game, but no! Neff, he shuts him down instead.
Oh, they found RvK!
2 on 3, 5 seconds remaining. Can you stick the spike? I do not think so. So this is going to be OGS reaching match point first.
Oh my gosh. Everything's just down the wire. There is no mistake. You cannot mess up. You cannot do that, Bleed.
Doesn't quite find anything either, but this time, Sky versus Sky. Neff is trying to go in for it. He sets up crazyguy perfectly. And it leaves RvK, the last one on the site. And this has just now been completely cracked open. Oh no! Oh my god, and a 3rd! azys with the showstopper. He tries to go in for that Hail Mary, tesseract. Doesn't quite work. Rawfiul, the only one left, tries to go in for a couple of taps. Gets a double, but that was it. We are going to overtime.
I feel like this is going to be a commit, though. I think they're just waiting for the utilities to dry up, but Bleed, it has, but they've saved up sScary's, well, there it is, yep. Exactly that.
Still inside tube, still inside tube. azys finds him, and that leaves Juicy, the last one on the site. He's been taken apart too. 2 players from Bleed on for the retake. Because it's overtime, they have to go in for it anyway, but they get spammed through the smoke. Oh, how does that medicine taste, Bleed? Deryeon punches through, swaps to the shorty, gets a double, swaps back to the operator, but as soon as he swings out, tesseract up from hookah.
He had to go out in the open and get punished by OG. That was, again, just waiting for the opportune moment to just strike.
Oh, this is now Bleed's strength on their attacking side. They go in together as a team, but they've been completely stalled by all of this utility. tesseract receiving, RvK here to support. So,
yeah.
Just holding up by a B side.
Been hella pushed back too.
Okay, RvK. He's in garden.
He has Rawfiul right there with him. They need a flash. They need someone to just clear up the angle here, but it's only crazyguy. If he doesn't jump peek this and slow peeks it, Rawfiul's in for a sure shot.
The rest of Bleed up towards hookah as well too. As soon as they find this crazyguy, oh, caught by RvK with his pants down. Still inside of hookah, they managed to push through. They're trying to pinch down RvK, and they managed to do so. Rawfiul's still alive though, but blocked off by the sky smokes. Oh, you can't shoot what you can't see. He finds sScary's head. And OGS could very well do this.
Why?
Oh my god, but Juicy, they went out! He's on for the triple! Showstopper pulled out! Rawfiul! He holds the angle, finds one more, we're back to a 1-on-1! Swaps over to the Vandal now, but Spike's still planted. He's got the tailwind proc. He has to peek up, but does not know where Juicy is. And look at how he's creeping up for his look for the duel! But Juicy just sniped out in the air by Rawfiul. 14-12, we are going to map 3.
Both teams feeling hella brave in forcing those kills. You saw they wanted to chase down on Rawfiul. He had a magnet on him. He had a wanted poster on him, dead or alive, but this man is alive kicking, and you are being the one pushed down. As you mentioned, as we all know, game number 3 has been turned from a possibility into a reality, courtesy, of course, of Orangutan.
This is that execute coming in from OGS. We talk about their attacking side. They've already made their way onto the site. BLD, on the other hand, are just watching the angles. They've been smoked off, though. So this is going to be a full retake setup, right?
Full retake, but you can already see the damage done.
Oh!
Can they stop the post plant, or can they actually punish one that was planting the spike? Look at damage already here, man. Antidote's down. Rawfiul's so low, but there's still the crossfires. Smokes being placed. azys spamming, hoping to hit a shot, but it's not going to happen.
And then Deryeon just hopping up towards, knowing that they're upside a tower. And look at how the squad operates. 2 more on towards the other side, now looking towards tree. Every single person is here. They are kind of low, though, so RvK has a chance, but with the swings, just tagged up enough for Deryeon to collect on the 3rd. BLD takes another pistol.
It's also interesting to see Orangutan actually focus their sights more on the B side. Maybe it's because there's just more impact when you use the Rolling Thunder here, but they're pushing in, and there was no smoke on Generator there. So you're basically just seeing a show of force from BLD. You challenge us, we will challenge you right back. Can you beat us at our own game? Well, it looks like the answer is a resounding no.
Unanimous vote from across all the judges on the side of BLD. Now they're just waiting. azys, he has a spike. He can't plant it, right? He's trapped inside of tower, waiting for someone to peek out. There are 40 seconds left in this round, so he has to make a move. Spots out crazyguy, but look at all these players from BLD. 1 nanostorm. Oh, a good flick. Managed to find the first, but still down to 16 HP. The peaks have to be immaculate, but instead it is going to be that shock dart.
Big problem here, brother, is that they've used so much already. They don't have any more smokes. It's all about that hard contact, but maybe this is where OG can really shine.
Yeah, Antidote has got his orbital strike as well. You guys,
true.
This is possible. RvK into the off angle, not quite able to track it on towards Neff because of a sudden swing. Now they're trying to play a post plant. Lockdown being deployed by Deryeon, and it just catches azys. Rawfiul being pushed, and BLD have got such a damn good read on this, but
oh, he's too far. He has to get closer for the orbital, though.
Nah, he's just gonna save.
Yeah, no. Juicy's the one holding the operator too. He's not just, you know, insane with the rifles. He's also pretty decent, damn decent with the operator itself.
Okay.
But Rawfiul showing off once again. Time and time again, Rawfiul. Well, it's in his name. It's there. He's the fuel that OG needs to give them that boost in this fight. But Deryeon somehow gets a kill through the smoke. There's the showstopper, and oh boy, they're trying to run away for dear life, and azys unfortunately could not find a pick.
BLD, they just switch up the pace, right? They go back to playing passive. Crazyguy, that recon that you were talking about from before, and it's how they hide inside of that sky smoke. And now here comes Juicy. Crosshairs trained on towards the site itself. Neff, throw in the Rolling Thunder, why not? Deryeon just comes back out, and that's going to be Orangutan, unfortunately not making out this round alive.
That understanding, which is incredibly important. And now that Juicy wants to go in for a head-to-head battle, he needs the help of his teammates. Thankfully enough, Neff was there for that quick little refrag. But OG, oh, I thought they were going to go in the opposite direction to maybe go for the A side because they know that there's so much commitment from BLD here outside of Arcade, but maybe they wanted to go through B main to punish BLD there, but Neff was prepared, or someone else from BLD was prepared for that pinch of Orangutan.
So much going on that making educated guesses as well. Now information spotted out.
Oh, wow, that is so smart.
Well timed with a flashpoint just to save his teammate too. Antidote flushed out. It's going to be scary striking them down. RvK, last one left alive, trying to run his way through tunnel. Doesn't want to reveal his position. Swaps to walking instead. The silent steps. Does it allow him to find the first pick because he needs to find these one-on-ones. sScary just watching the angle though. Simple micro adjustment. Burst through the wall. Earlier on, so much Bree presence, and that's why we have 3 players. Orangutan trying to adapt right back. They make a sudden hit on towards the A site. Guess what though? Deryeon is here. Rawfiul reacts in kind. Double kill, and now the site completely open. Spike going down. Rawfiul even continuing on his rampage. A 3rd kill coming in. A bit of a flash from tesseract, and then the quadra. 7-4. This is getting closer. This time we're back towards the B site because they're anticipating the adaptation from Bleed. So 3 stack on A, they push out, they call it clear. OG has to make this site hit happen because if not, they have to watch out for a big flank. Rawfiul goes in for the spam. The Vandal not quite finding it. Deryeon still alive, goes in for a jump, but not quite able to connect the judge shot. So here it comes now. Clear out defender spawn. Surely they have a read on this, but Juicy with the stab through the sky smoke again. He catches Rawfiul. Star Duel is gone. Spike planted though, and crazyguy tries to flush them out of the corners with the Hunter's Fury. Look at how OGs are just holding this down.
3 versus 3. And all of the players, I was about to say this, all the players of Bleed were playing on B main, so they get the call to get another angle to attack. We can't just push it as all of us. And crazyguy pops off. 2K, you think I need somebody to hit the lurk angle? No, I am here. Vietnam represent. Crazyguy saves the day for Bleed. 8-4 on the first half. Pushing out through A main and Sands might not be too good when the nade is there. And this is going to be very swift. The pinch is also there from the 3 players of Orangutan, but Bleed, they decide, let's just push the full 5 inside of the site. Juicy might get cut out here. He only has the classic. Gotta be careful because there's about 3 players who have eyes on you, and azys will not miss.
Wow, a second one as well. The paint shell's right behind to make sure that he doesn't have to deal with too many players at once. Neff trying to find those right clicks, gets denied by azys. Triple kill under his belt now, and that's going to be the last 2 players from Bleed trying to defend against the retake. Deryeon hiding on the other side of the sky smoke, up by trees, spotted out by Rawfiul. And for the first time for today in this series, Orangutan gets the first pistol win. Still the footsteps coming right around the corner. All 4 players from Bleed. And then a Deryeon outside of A main.
They're waiting, at least for a chance here. Now Recon Dart's gonna clear a good chunk of the A side as well, so it's gonna flush out anybody inside. tesseract somehow manages to find Deryeon through the mess of things. And Juicy, okay, make a bit of waves here, but not going to be enough as he gets caught out of unawares. 3 versus 3, smoke dissipates, and Rawfiul doesn't miss the chance to actually hit the shot.
Still very much alive. But so are Bleed's players. So they're trying to find some stronger positions, but here in the door, RvK snipes them down, and that's going to be Rawfiul pushing out from the front.
azys, I like this. The position is there, and he has tesseract right alongside him. They don't need it. They don't know that he was just tucked inside the pocket, but Neff finds it 1-1. Showstopper was so close, but denied as both raises are done for in this particular round.
Looked at just the right time too. So 1-for-1 trade. And the Aftershock utility doesn't quite catch them. Spike will be planted. Bleed very much so holding the post-plant positions now. They're anticipating the push coming out. Deryeon just watching the angles. And here comes the trade. Oh my god, Rawfiul though, this time leading the charge, even a spam onto crazyguy. Deryeon tries to sneak out of it, but ultimately gets choked out by RvK. 8-8, we tie things up.
Oh my gosh, are they gonna die to the orbital strike setup? That is a textbook play that they actually fall victim to.
Ooh. And it just pushes them in towards Rawfiul. He is waiting for them. Another op shot, and he takes down crazyguy. Still very much alive on the site. They try to spam him out, but they can't find him. Bleed don't have an answer to this, azys.
Wow, I can't believe that they got caught by that. Just goes to show how much pressure Bleed is in. Starting to crumble against OG. Deryeon! Thought that it was going to be a free site, but tesseract lulls him into a false sense of security here. Neff and Juicy to remain 40 seconds, and they're still wanting to fight for this. Might need to actually just save the weapons, mayhaps, but no, they're really going for the aggression, but it's not going to work out. It's not going to happen.
And now this is like really troublesome for Bleed. They're going in with force bias, light shields all across. A sudden burst from Juicy. He's trying to catch them by surprise.
Juicy can't find any form of like, I'm concussed, guys. What am I supposed to do? Oh! Antidote push. Spotted. Juicy not missing the chance to punish. That's a big deal, though. That's a big thing. Still has the nade available. Tesseract's right above. Spots it out, but Juicy can't really hit the shot, and Tesseract gets another one. It's a second one. Orangutan, they're not the only one that can dish a fist full of just aggression. And Bleak can do the same.
And then they hear the footsteps. They're going to rotate forward, but what they don't know is that Deryeon is right around the corner.
Now they know, actually. Ooh! Deryeon might need to back away, though, because Tesseract is hungry and angry for the kill. He's playing with his food, and Deryeon actually just chokes up. Thankfully enough, Bleed is there. Bleed is so fast. Like, I thought they were actually pushed through B main and not help out Deryeon, but it's the opposite of that. They went the other direction, and now they're playing for contact. They're playing for trades, but OG is able to just bring it back once again, but look at the damage done to the HPs. And I think this time they have to actually go for the fight.
And the ultimate spent by sScary as well. Gives them the sight, but now it's those angles. Orangutan, like you mentioned, azys, they have no choice, but they don't have advantageous angles either. Rawfiul down to 15 as well. That's painful. It's another operator saved up, and it puts Bleed up ahead by 1 round. 2 more away from closing this out. They're aware that Rawfiul is still on the operator, but the question is which angle this time. That's why they're being so careful about it.
Yeah, they're much more respecting of Rawfiul's operator now, because they know once they make that mistake, once Rawfiul starts to heat up, azys committed. They don't even have to push this if they wanted to. They can play inside the smokes and just try to alleviate, dodge, duck and weave the players of OG. But OG's had enough. Again, they're going to press the hands. That doesn't feed them, but actually starts to press them to lose, but not going to happen this time. And OG, they fight back.
Just all around the site, too. Ever-sounding presence, but Juicy turned things around for a second. Now one-on-one, Deryeon trying to make sure that he nails this shot. And he does! Just tiny micro adjustments, and Deryeon comes out on top.
It's going to be risky. It's going to be quite difficult. Oh, Juicy! No way! Juicy just showing to us what you got the mobility with the double satchels. He's got the showstopper. He's got the whole enchilada. And he is serving up a dish that OG cannot stomach.
Oh, it's going bad, azys. Rawfiul tries to pull off some shenanigans of his own. He's making a lot of sound, though.
One more
just
blade.
A bit of an attack, and it doesn't quite give him the image that he wants. RvK, with the support, will deny Juicy. 2-on-2. And he knows that Deryeon is pinned down. Trying to go for the defuse too, but here comes crazyguy. A bit of a lineup. It takes out RvK. Oh! Tries to go for the turn instead, and then the swing out from Bleed. They close out this series 13-10, 2-1.
It was the same thing that we saw on Bind. You whiff a shot with the operator, and you see how hard these players can punish you off of that.